Yeah, JD. On this shitty episode of Off the Script, you fucking mob. Look at you. Got yourself a Kenny Omega t-shirt. You think you're cool. You fucking fake fan. You don't know nothing about New Japan Pro Wrestling or Kenny Omega. All that I know is that Roman Reigns is God compared to Kenny Omega. In fact, Roman Reigns is the greatest wrestler in the history of the sport. Yes, JD, you will be going to Wrestlemania. You will be in Orlando. You will be hanging out with your smart mark friends, with your Sami Zayn pride held high.
Can't win with this guy.
Where's your favorite Uber driver at WrestleMania, JD? In fact, he's not even going to be on the card. He's going to be too busy picking up people to and from Camping World Stadium. You fucking mark, JD. This show sucks. And so does Sami Zayn. Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time.
Unreal.
JD from New York, 206. It's Harper off the script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel for yet another edition, or like Matt Hardy would say, edition of Off the Script. This is part 3 of episode 160 for your Sunday, March 12th, 2017. And yes, Matt Hardy's wife completely buries TNA and Anthem Sports this weekend on Twitter, man. It was absolutely fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. We're going to go over everything that she said so we can just revel in her brilliance via Twitter, man. So we'll go over that and a lot of other stuff. Obviously, by the title of this video, you're probably intrigued. JD, who's going to win between The Undertaker and Roman Reigns? I'll give you one fucking guess. His name is not The Undertaker. We'll talk about that as well and the reasons why this is all leading to a Roman Reigns victory and what WWE wants to accomplish after WrestleMania 33. I want to thank everybody for showing love to Off the Script all weekend long. Part 1 was a success. Part 2 was a success as always. Let's do the same for Part 3. And the polling for the intro song is actually very interesting, man. A lot of you guys, 60% so far, the last time I checked, a lot of you guys would prefer a new theme. So it looks like I might have to hit up Justin Bailey of the Best There Is podcast. We might have to get a new fucking theme for this show. A lot of you people actually liked the theme that I'm using now, saying that it's iconic and it makes you feel good, etc., etc. But, you know, there's a vast majority of you as well who just want the theme changed. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what direction I go. Obviously, I will let you know what is going on with the theme song to this show right here on Off the Script. Before we get into the news, guys, 3 things I want to go over. I won't take too much of your time. If you guys want to support the show and the channel and the podcast and all this other shit that I'm doing, there's 3 great ways for you to do that. Number 1 would be Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. We are at 150 patrons. Unfucking believable. Thank you guys so much for believing in me enough to support me monthly on Patreon. And if you guys are part of Team JD on Patreon, you get early access to this show. You get exclusive rights to my Patreon Discord chat and my Discord link. We talk wrestling in there. I popped in there yesterday, and I was just chatting with people. So it's great, man. It's a lot of cool stuff and a lot of like-minded people. And a lot of, people just like you and me, man, wrestling fans. And it's great in there. So if you guys want to check it out, it's patreon.com/JD from NY206. You guys can read the mission statement that I got on there. It's still up there. It's really, really heartfelt and genuine. Why I started YouTube, where I was years ago when I started this thing, and where I want to take it and what I want it to become. It's all on there, man. So if you guys can afford it, Patreon is definitely one of the best ways to support the show. That is patreon.com/JD from NY206. The second best way to do that and support the show is Barbershop Window. And we have a new t-shirt out, man. The Get Off My TV hit list. Hope to see you motherfuckers down in Orlando wearing the hit list, man. Stephanie McMahon's on the hit list. Charlotte's on the hit list. David Otunga is on the hit list. Roman Reigns is still on the hit list. We got Byron Saxton and JBL on the hit list. And everybody that's been on a Get Off My TV shirt already has been taken out by Lucille. So the Get Off My TV hit list is available right now on Barbershop Window. That is barbershopwindow.com/offthescript, man. Very easy for you guys to navigate to and from. $19.99. They deliver worldwide. If you guys want it before WrestleMania, before that weekend, I urge you to order this weekend. Otherwise, you're going to be without a shirt, man. So do it this weekend. Or if you guys aren't going to Orlando, go get the t-shirt. It's there. It's available. It's beautiful. $19.99. That's a great way to support the show and the podcast. That's barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. And we are an official partner with Barbershop Window/Pro Wrestling Tees. Awesome, awesome people over there. And the last way you guys can support the show is through Audible. Our Audible link is kicking fucking ass, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys are going to get 30 days free to try the service out for free. I mentioned it twice. I'm going to mention it again. For free. You go through the sign-up process. You do what you do on there. And you're going to get one free audio book just for signing up. Compatible with iPhone and Android. You guys got over 180,000 books to choose from. And a lot of those are wrestling-related books. If you don't care for the wrestling books, man, there's a ton of different stuff on there that you guys can cash in on for your free book, man. Who doesn't want free shit? And I'm giving you free shit. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Do it now. You guys can even cash in. This is a bonus, man. I didn't even know this until a couple of weeks ago. You guys can cash in on pre-order. So if you have a favorite author that's coming out with a new book, you can cash in on the pre-order. AJ Lee's coming out with her new book, Crazy is My Superpower, Wrestlemania weekend. You guys can cash in on that. She's narrating the entire thing, man. 9 hours of this audiobook is going to be narrated by AJ Lee herself, man. And you know there's going to be some juicy fucking, shit in there that's going to blow people's heads away, man. So it's going to be fucking awesome. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript. Do it and get your free book, man. It's a great fucking deal, and I urge every one of you guys to take advantage of that as soon as you can. And as always, follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206 and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so already. I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for, man. There's nobody that does wrestling podcasting and WWE news like me right here on YouTube.com. Let's go into this Reby Sky, man. This Reby Hardy situation. She engages in a massive burial of Anthem executives. Says TNA threatened to sue the entire Hardy family. This was originally going to be a nice little article about Anthem. And they offered a fond farewell to the broken brilliance that is Matt Hardy and Brother Nero. But it turned ugly on Twitter, man. That's all I'm going to say. It turned ugly, and good for them. I back Reby Sky 100% on this. Fuck TNA and fuck Anthem executives. Clearly, they are not wrestling fans. They don't appreciate what happened before they actually took over. They don't appreciate Matt Hardy literally keeping the company afloat on his fucking back. Everything that was, the broken brilliance, everything that was the final deletion and, Tag Team Apocalypto, that was all funded by Matt Hardy. That was all funded by Matt Hardy, man. All the highest rated segments on TNA television in 2016 were funded by Matt Hardy himself. Because he believed in the company and he wanted to see the company succeed and he wanted to try and elevate the company the best that he could. And these people come in here and fucking lowball him on a contract, try and fuck him over on his contract, now trying to say that they own all creative rights to the broken character. Give me a fucking break, bro. Seems like everybody that TNA gets in bed with is a fucking asshole. Matt Hardy tweeted out on March 9th, "Many valiant men and women remain in the TNA trenches fighting in the Great War. I may exist on another plane now, but fight onward, soldiers." Ed Nordholm, I'm guessing he is the man behind Anthem Sports. "We thank at Matt Hardy brand for a superb performance in Broken Universe. May the seven deities guide with their broken brilliance left behind." Fuck that guy. I don't like anything that just came out of that tweet right now. Fuck that guy. Then Reby Hardy sees this and responds, and things got a lot more interesting, and she pretty much took over and said, "You know what, Matt, you go sit down and go talk to the deities, bro. I got this one." She's like, "LMAO, fuck you guys, at Ed Nordholm, at Real Jeff Jarrett, at Impact Wrestling. More than happy to play this game." The ensuing rant that followed was absolutely a complete burial of everybody, man. This is what she said. "Can we just talk about how many times Matt's contract could have been broken due to the numerous issues on TNA's end and never made a fuss about shit? But motherfuckers want to try and come at us now, after the fact. Don't you have an owl to promote or some shit? Or, I don't know, a company to make great? Instead of acting like petty little bitches that you are. Speaking of petty, nice video package on TNA's history with no visual or mention of Jeff Hardy. By the way, not Jeff Jarrett, Jeff Hardy, who gave all of his 7 years. Or what about Kurt Angle? But y'all sure made to get those 2 video ID shoots of Jeff Jarrett in there, laughing my ass off. But it's just business, brother, right? Petty. Everything these boys have done for the company, and you want to try and fuck us for the sake of fucking us. Literally no other reason except you mad. LOL. How about my husband leaving me a day after giving birth to make your television tapings? That's how dedicated this motherfucker was to the company. How about how the 3 highest rated TV segments of all of 2016 were financed by the Hardys solely to help the product and because they believed in TNA? Or all the shit talking by Jeff Jarrett throughout contract negotiations, and Matt was still there, professional and trying to make things work for 2017. Oh, and this is the best part. These motherfuckers trying to come after Senor Benjamin. Senor Benjamin? My dad, by the way, who was never paid a dime by the company and who obviously was never under contract. Not that those contract things mean anything to TNA until after they're over or until 3 days before they expire, apparently. Funny thing is, everyone who ever actually had anything to do with broken Matt Hardy has our back on this. What does that say to you? Damn near 20% of your roster left in a span of a week, all citing the same reasons or none at all. What does that tell you? Then a fake-ass wishing you well tweet from at Ed Nordholm mere hours before threatening to sue us. Such a fitting end, man. Seriously, you couldn't write this shit. Well, TNA couldn't write this shit. Any writer's worth of shit left too. Real cute how TNA can go radio silent for weeks, with exception of nonsensical drunk texts from Jeff Jarrett. But we got a 2-hour business deadline to respond to. Fuck you. Think this is taken? LOL, I can't. Good luck explaining to your talent that their paychecks are late again because you're spending all your money suing the Hardys. And P.S., fuck that owl. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was fucking hilarious, dude. That was great. That was great. In fact, the TNA ratings for this past Thursday's show were worse than last week. This is a restart, right? Rebranding or unofficial rebranding. Right? They got a new logo. They got a new owl. They're trying to name the fucking owl mascot of the fucking brand. This is what they're concerned with. Instead of signing Drew Galloway, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis, Jade left TNA. Who the fuck else is going to leave TNA? I heard Eli Drake was confronted by or confronted Jeff Jarrett about direction and creative direction in the company. He's not pleased. There's people in the locker room that are not pleased. There's people in the locker room that have a huge disconnect to the incoming talent from GFW, Global Force Wrestling. TNA is absolutely a fucking mess. This tweet storm, this fucking rampage by Reby Hardy was better than all of TNA on Thursday night. Absolutely fucking well deserved, and that was absolutely delightful. Good for them. Fuck TNA. Matt Hardy, you gotta give it to Matt Hardy though, man. He's been absolutely, well, he's been in character, and good luck trying to get anything out of Matt Hardy now. You know, trying to get a fucking straight answer out of him is completely impossible. He's going to give you some fucking bullshit answer. But, you know, good on him, man. You know, underneath the character, he's trying to be professional about everything. And they continue to just make mention. What is it with TNA making mention of past management and past talent and making fun of past talent? Bruce Pritchard came on the show, I believe. I don't know if that was shown yet, or I didn't even watch it. I didn't watch it last night. Who the fuck cares? Seriously, who the fuck cares about Impact? You're not going to get Del Rio to get me reach for the remote control. I told you this already. And watch Impact. You're not. You're not going to get me. But apparently Bruce Pritchard made fun of the tag team championship situation. We're actually going to have legit tag team champions right now that aren't going to be defended in space and time. Some shit like that. Like they were making fun of all the success that Matt had with his gimmick and all the eyes that he brought to TNA. I understand you guys want to go in a different direction. I understand you want to move forward in a more serious tone with your product. But that doesn't mean that you got to backtrack and take 4 steps backwards, making fun of past talent and making fun of past management. Put it behind you. Be the bigger men. Shut the fuck up. Get your talent straight. Make sure the talent gets paid. You know, make sure everybody's going to be on the same page and happy and move forward with your fucking plans. Forget about what happened in the past. It's like some relationship gone bad. They can't get over it. They remain salty weeks and weeks and weeks after the breakup. Move on. Nobody cares about what happened in the past. You want to brag about you moving forward in the future, but here you are mentioning shit in the past. Get over yourself, people. Get over yourself. You'll be lucky at this point if anybody wants to sign with TNA. That's actually a notable name right now in the wrestling industry. Nobody's want to go to TNA. Who the fuck wants to go to TNA? Nobody. They're a sinking ship. They continue to be a sinking ship. And Reby Hardy was fucking brilliant during this tweet barrage, man. Absolutely fucking great. Well deserved. And she pretty much laid it on the line. She couldn't take it anymore. It might be those hormones, man. She's pregnant. She got to let all that anger out somewhere. And it was directed towards Ed Nordholm, man. Good for these fucking corporate fucks, man. This political fucking hack. I hate fucking inner politics and big business, man. Do your fucking job and make sure your talent's fucking happy. Stupid fucking morons. Anyway, let's move on here with the next story. John Cena lands another big-time movie role, and his schedule in WWE seems to be dwindling by the months. There's no denying that John Cena has become a mainstream icon over the past few years. He has had some big opportunities outside of the wrestling business, including a few movie roles. He has also hosted some high-profile shows like Saturday Night Live and the ESPYs. I believe he's going to be hosting the Nickelodeon Children's Awards or some shit like that coming up. I don't know if that's next week. It's John Cena. I seen a commercial the other night. John Cena was fucking slimed with green goo. Okay, great. That's John Cena for you. I don't care. It is hard to deny that John Cena is a wanted man in the entertainment industry. It looks like he has just landed another movie role, and this time in a much bigger role. According to a report from Deadline.com, Cena is going to be starring in the movie Daddy's Home 2. The movie is a sequel of Daddy's Home that featured Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. Cena appeared in the original movie, but only in the very final scene. This time around, he will have a much larger role in the film. Cena will also be in the upcoming movies The Pact and The Wall. It is hard to deny the star power of John Cena. We have to wonder how all these movies will conflict with his WWE schedule. Say what you want about John Cena, but the one thing that you can't deny is how hard of a worker that he actually is. But he's becoming the same person that he made fun of The Rock for. He's becoming Mr. Hollywood. And before you know it, John Cena is no longer going to be in the WWE. Some of you might be happy with that. Some of you might be thrilled with that fucking news. But I'll tell you what, WWE needs John Cena more now than John Cena needs the WWE. Simple as that. John Cena may work hard. John Cena may be building his brand and building his life after WWE. Fantastic. But the simple fact remains is that WWE needs John Cena now more than ever before. They need him more than Cena needs them. And it's becoming the same thing with The Rock. The Rock doesn't need the WWE. This guy could come back and do whatever the fuck he wants, say whatever he wants. He is immune. He's like fucking God when he walks into that fucking arena. He can do whatever he wants. Case in point, the CM Punk phone call. He tried to FaceTime CM Punk in Los Angeles. Vince McMahon almost had a fucking stroke, but nothing happened to The Rock. They didn't say nothing to him. They're not going to fucking reprimand him, fine him, suspend him. He don't need them. He's there on his own time, and he doesn't give a shit about WWE. He'll be back when he wants to, but right now The Rock doesn't need the WWE. John Cena is coming, very close to doing that same thing and fitting in that same role. But John Cena is needed by the WWE more now than he needs them. Simple as that. And you got to respect John Cena and what he's done for the WWE as of late. He adds a lot to SmackDown, man. Without John Cena on SmackDown, that's a big blow. That's a big blow. And, he's already going to be gone. Rumor has it that he's going to be gone for most of the spring into the summer. I don't know when this movie's going to be filming, but he may be gone all of 2017. That remains to be seen. Anything happens with John Cena's schedule, or if we have a better idea of how long he's going to be out with this new movie, I will definitely let you guys know right here on Off the Script. Possible change to the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 33. I made mention that Nia Jax, she might be getting the cold shoulder here, man, and for no good reason. I mean, for Christ's sakes, she pinned Bayley just a couple of weeks ago with a leg drop on Monday Night Raw. She pinned the women's champion. If there's anybody that should make a case for being in a championship match, though there really is no other woman on the roster, there's only 4, it's Nia Jax. I mean, give this woman a fucking break. She's not that great in the ring, but in a fatal 4-way, it would hide her flaws. That's the great thing about a fatal 4-way. You don't have to rely on going one-on-one with somebody like a Sasha or a Bayley or a Charlotte. It will hide her flaws, and she will thrive in that type of match. She could actually have a few WrestleMania moments in that match if they let her go and put her in that type of environment. That's why I would have much rather seen Nia Jax in that match and make it a fatal 4-way. Now, I don't want any more fucking fatal 4-ways or fatal 5-ways or 6-pack challenges or fucking battle royals or tag team match. I don't want none of this shit, man. The days of one-on-one matches for, championships and the one-on-one matches that end storylines after year-long builds, those are no more, man. Those are a thing of the past. All these multi-women matches, all these multi-person matches at WrestleMania just exposes the fucking creative writers as being fucking lazy. They are not fucking bookers. There is no such thing as bookers anymore. Nobody goes into the company and books a storyline, books an angle, books a match, and plans it out over 6 months. You see it then on SmackDown, but very rarely do you see it in the WWE. Now we have creative writers that come over from Hollywood. They don't know the fucking product. They're given a fucking character that they don't know of. They're given 2 or 3 weeks to build a storyline, and they got Vince McMahon yelling at them fucking 24 hours a day. Things constantly get changed. Nobody knows what to do. People end up feared for their fucking jobs because Vince McMahon ultimately has the final say anyway. So what's the sense of having a fucking creative writer that doesn't know shit? This is the bullshit. That is Monday Night Raw and WWE. How many fucking multi-person matches do we have at WrestleMania? I mean, do you care for any of these fucking matches? Of course not. It's lazy. It's fucking lazy. And all because you're on the fucking brand or all because you're on the roster doesn't necessarily mean you get a pay-per-view match at WrestleMania. I've said this time and time again. I don't give a fuck if you're touring with the brand for 300 and some odd days a year. If you are not in a vital role for that brand, you should not be thrown in a match because, let's get everybody on the show because they're on the roster. Doesn't work that way. But that's the way WWE's thinking. If they're on the brand, we gotta get them on the show. No. Doesn't work that way. That is sheer fucking laziness. And I fucking hate that aspect. I really do. But there's a possible change to Monday Night Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. On the March 6th episode of Raw, Sasha Banks defeated Bayley to earn her place in the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 33. Match was awful, by the way, number one. Number two, a lot of you guys were like, oh, well, JD, you can't really go too hard on Sasha and Bayley. It looked very slow and it looked very, unmotivated because Bayley didn't want to wrestle her best friend. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. You're talking about two women that grew up in NXT together that put on the best women's match of all time. There had to be a better way to get Sasha Banks in this match. Having to go through Bayley and beat Bayley, that's the best way you could come up with, and you wonder why the Raw Women's Division is a fucking failure. Stephanie McMahon announced earlier in the show that Charlotte would automatically be included, making it Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. Now, where's Nia Jax? She's been involved in the Raw Women's Division since the draft. Here and there, not totally, but here and there. But she's been built up decently, I would not say strongly, decently, until that loss to Sasha Banks at Fastlane, ever since. The original rumor for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania was a fatal four-way that would also include Nia with Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha. Did Vince McMahon change his mind again? There are some rumors circulating that Nia Jax could still be added to this match at WrestleMania 33. This would obviously have to happen in the next week or two, but don't count her out as of yet. Let's look at the past few weeks, you fucking goon. Let's look at the past few weeks. Nia picked up a pinfall victory on Bayley on Raw. At Fastlane, she lost to Sasha Banks, but it was only with a roll-up. She still has an argument to be included in the match if WWE wants to go down that road. It would seem very odd for WWE to build up Nia like this and then pull the plug on her at the last minute. As many fans know, Vince McMahon can change his mind on the drop of a dime. But always take these rumors with a grain of salt. We will have to wait and see till Monday Night Raw comes if she will be included. We can easily see her coming out to the ring and taking out all three ladies to make a statement that she wants in the match at WrestleMania. Do you guys think Nia Jax should be in the match, or you want to keep it as a triple threat? Because you got to think back to last year's WrestleMania, where it was it was Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte. And arguably, they put on the best match of the show. So, could we have that again this year with Bayley, Sasha, and Charlotte? Or would you like Nia Jax to be in there and, get her on the show? Being that, per storyline, it does make sense that she's included in this match. She pinned the fucking women's champion. How are you going to leave her out? What are you going to do with her? People making fun, you put her on the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. No. That's not logical. It's funny, but it's not logical. I don't want to see that. That would be fucking retarded. Nia Jax should be in this match. It's a match where you don't have to rely on her solely because she is still very green in the ring. I am not a big fan of what she's done in the ring, but she's big enough to make a big enough impact in that match, have a few big spots with the other women in that match, and it would hide her flaws. You don't need to go out there and fucking wrestle a 30-minute match with Charlotte. You can go in there and use your size and dominate because you're the much larger woman in that match. That's the way I see it. Put her in the match, let her go, and it's a match that hides her flaws. Simple as that. There's no reason why Nia Jax should not be in this match. But then again, like I said, I don't want to see any more multi-women matches or multi-person matches at WrestleMania. It's fucking sheer laziness. Will Daniel Bryan wrestle again? A follow-up update after his comments on Talking Smack. We got another update here on Daniel Bryan. This is coming from Dave Meltzer. On this week's episode of Talking Smack, Daniel Bryan made headlines when he teased a potential return to the ring one day. After The Miz made some comments about Daniel not being able to be a wrestler anymore because of his head, Bryan responded by saying, "I can't, or they won't let me. We'll see in a year and a half, and then we'll see what happens." End quote. This is something that has the wrestling world, especially the internet, buzzing right now. How much truth was there to Daniel's comments? Is he really returning to the ring when his contract with WWE expires? Here is the latest news regarding his future. On the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer radio show, Dave Meltzer thinks that Bryan really is determined to wrestle again based on his sources. Bryan's contract ends in 18 months with the WWE. Meltzer lists CMML and New Japan Pro Wrestling as places he has expressed interest in the past about wrestling. Things that he has never done before in his career. Bryan is about to become a dad in April. Brie is due in April, which might give him a new perspective on his life. We won't know until that moment comes and he's home with the baby. It will be interesting to see what happens in the next 18 months and if Daniel changes his mind about wrestling again. It certainly doesn't seem like WWE will change their minds about him wrestling for them. An interesting part is that Bryan's contract was frozen when he retired last year. This is why he was originally not allowed to go to another company. Now that he has been back on WWE TV as SmackDown Live General Manager, his contract with WWE has become unfrozen. So the moment his contract was frozen, that small period of time, those months got added on to the back end of his contract. So he has to work those months. That's the way WWE functions. They did the same thing with Rey Mysterio when he was hurt. They froze his contract because he wasn't competing. So when he came back, those months that he had missed due to injury, they added on top of his contract to the back end, and he had to work those fucking dates. He thought he was going to become a free agent, but no, WWE added those months to the back end of his contract, and he had to stay with WWE. Meanwhile, he was good to go, and he wanted to go somewhere else and get out of his contract. It's a fucked up situation. It really is a fucked up situation. This all makes Daniel's comments on Talking Smack much more real than we all originally thought. We all know Daniel Bryan wants to wrestle. I mentioned this yesterday on part 2. I think there was some type of conspiracy that took him off WWE television. Call me a fucking goon or not. It was talked about when it happened, and it is feasible. Believe me, with this Roman Reigns shit and the way WWE operates, it's certainly possible. There's no way that Daniel Bryan got cleared by 3 fucking high-end, best in the fucking field doctors, but WWE's doctors won't allow him to go. I understand they have concussion lawsuits going on, and that's the only reason why they wouldn't get him back in the ring. If Daniel Bryan wanted to wrestle and WWE didn't have this concussion lawsuit going on, they would allow him back in the ring. Guarantee you they would allow him back in the ring, but they can't because of this lawsuit going on. It would be horrible if Daniel Bryan ends up like a vegetable on their dime, on their clock, meanwhile this lawsuit's going on. So you got to understand, coming from WWE's side, you got to understand what's coming from Daniel Bryan's side. The guy wants to fucking wrestle. He doesn't want to sit on his ass. He doesn't want to GM. He is going to be a father. Maybe Brie could talk some sense into him. You know, you got the rest of your life to look forward to. You don't need to fucking go in there and potentially kill yourself. We'll see what happens. But Bryan, he's been shown working out. He's getting ready. He's making fucking comments here and there on Talking Smack that I'm sure are raising the eyebrows of many people backstage. We will see what happens in the coming months, but Bryan's contract ends in 18 months. From there, it might be CMML, New Japan, Ring of Honor, who knows, or potentially, God forbid, TNA. And I mentioned all week that if TNA wants to really make a splash and get people to watch their program, you got to get someone like Daniel Bryan, because what they're doing now and who they're thinking about bringing in ain't going to get the job done, bro. Simple as that. Original plans for Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 33. You guys know he was originally scheduled to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33, stemming from the incident that happened at SummerSlam in New York City last August. Shane McMahon is scheduled to face off against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33. This is a match that has received much backlash from the fans who want to see AJ Styles face off against another strong wrestler or be featured in a higher profile match. The match with AJ wasn't actually the original plan for Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 33. He was rumored to face off against a much larger opponent at the event. You might remember back at SummerSlam when Randy Orton was viciously beat down by Brock Lesnar. The match ended by TKO after Randy was busted wide open from an elbow from Lesnar. SmackDown Live Commissioner Shane McMahon came down to the ring to stop the assault. For his efforts, Shane received an F5 from Lesnar in the middle of the ring. For his actions, Lesnar was fined $500 by Stephanie McMahon. I'm sure Lesnar could find fucking that amount of money in between his fucking sofa at home. $500. Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking Brock Lesnar's tab at the end of the night. Are you fucking $500? Yeah. Brock Lesnar laughs at $500. So he was fined $500 by Stephanie. This is going to be the start of a this was going to be the start of a lengthy feud between Lesnar and Shane McMahon that would eventually lead into a match at WrestleMania 33. This would include some sibling and brand rivalry between Shane and Stephanie based on the low fine that she gave Lesnar as a punishment. So why was the match called off? It is clear that WWE planted seeds for that match, but nothing came of it. Months later, Shane is scheduled to face off against AJ Styles at WrestleMania, and Brock will be challenging Goldberg for the WWE Universal Championship at the event. So what the fuck happened? The rumor going around is that Brock changed his mind about the match with Shane and was able to convince Vince McMahon to go in a different direction. This ended up being Goldberg, where Lesnar lost their match against Goldberg at Survivor Series in just over 1 minute. Just imagine that was Shane beating Brock instead of Goldberg. So that is the rumor going around, that Brock Lesnar said, I don't want this match. He convinced Vince McMahon to work with his dear friend Goldberg, because they are very good friends outside of wrestling. He wanted to work with his good friend Goldberg. They seen money in this feud. Vince McMahon went along with it. Vince McMahon is booking this entire thing. Heyman's writing all of Goldberg's promos, and I'm sure he's helping Brock Lesnar's segments as well. And it's got Paul Heyman's direction as well into all this. I'm sure they're all working as a unit here. And it's going to result in Lesnar winning the title from Goldberg at WrestleMania, merely to drop it to a younger guy, a full-time guy, probably at SummerSlam. So that was that. I would much rather see Goldberg versus Lesnar than Lesnar versus Shane McMahon. I would much rather see Shane go against AJ Styles if I had to choose between the two. It doesn't make much sense with Lesnar and Shane McMahon. I think Shane and AJ will deliver a match more to my liking, more so than Shane and Lesnar. So we got out of that one, and good thing on Brock to convince Vince McMahon to go in a different direction. Either direction still is not really wanted by the fans, but if you had to choose one over the other, I'd take Shane McMahon and AJ Styles. No question. But you guys might be sleeping on that match. I will do no such thing. I am not going to sleep on Shane McMahon and AJ Styles. Probably something will be a little bit more concrete following SmackDown this Tuesday. But I would not sleep on the match. The promo work that we could see in the last 3 weeks could be really, really good between both guys. They could add some real-life element into that, you know, and it could be a great match at WrestleMania, man. I said this time and time again, AJ's the best in the ring, in the world, okay? Shane McMahon at WrestleMania in a big match situation, you know he's going to leave everybody remembering what he did in that match. I think those two could really give us something that we're not expecting. So I would not sleep on that match. I know you guys would prefer AJ in a higher profile match for a world championship in a main event situation. I am totally agreeing with you. I would too. I would have Shane McMahon hire Nakamura to fight AJ. But if we don't see that this year, more than likely we're going to see it next year. There's no way WWE passes on that. Both men are getting older, and it's got to be done. Strike while the iron's hot. So don't worry this year. I think Shane and AJ could create some magic. And it's a very intriguing feud right now, just based on the promo possibility alone. So they're going to have a good match. I understand people don't like it right now. And the part-time aspect, again, Shane McMahon not being an active competitor and AJ Styles not getting what he deserves after he held SmackDown on his back all year. I know. But give it a chance. I'm not going to doubt anything AJ Styles does. If AJ Styles is a part of it, you pretty damn well know that it's going to be fucking good. So give him that much trust. I'm telling you right now, give AJ that much trust. Trust him to bring anybody that he's with to a good match. Put it behind you. Put this fucking ego behind you. Put this fucking smart wrestling fan mentality behind you. Open your eyes a little bit. I think what they're going to do could be good for WrestleMania. In fact, they might actually have the best match of the fucking night when all is said and done. So we'll see what happens. Moving on here, Luke Harper explains that being a member of the Wyatt family was incredibly frustrating. You know, Luke Harper's on his own now. He spoke to Fox Sports. During the interview, he spoke on a wide variety of topics about his wrestling career. One of the most intriguing parts of the interview was when he spoke about the frustrations of being a member of the Wyatt family instead of a single star. Harper was asked in the interview if it was ever frustrating being in the Wyatt family and not being able to show off his skills as a singles competitor. Here's what he said to Fox Sports. And I quote, "It's incredibly frustrating. There were times in my career when I felt like I was serving several different masters. And for me, that wasn't beneficial. It was to a point, But then I really didn't realize what was out there until these last couple of weeks. The 2014 run was a bit of a tease. I was still, I guess, not really fully developed as a WWE superstar at that point. And I feel like I'm completely developed into one now. The last 6 or 7 weeks away from the family have been very eye-opening. It was frustrating. Even to this day, I'll go to an airport and someone will say, "Hey, Bray Wyatt," or "Hey, Eric Rowan," then don't know who I am. And that's very frustrating because I'm also a part of the group. Really? I mean, these people that run up to Wyatt and Rowan, you're not going to know who Luke Harper is. Are you fucking kidding me? The fact that he has to say that to Fox Sports, that's fucking heartbreaking, man. That's sad that you don't know who Luke Harper is, or you wouldn't go up to Luke Harper and say, "Hey, bro, what's going on? Good shit," you know? I am personally excited, that Luke Harper is getting a shot to shine on SmackDown. He could be another reason to say the draft for SmackDown has been successful. But they're holding him back. Vince and the political agenda in WWE don't deem him worthy or don't think he deserves a spot at WrestleMania in that match between Wyatt and Orton. Now, I just got through saying and ranting on that I don't want to see multi-person matches at WrestleMania. But if they make sense, I'm all for it. Luke Harper in Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt's match to make it a triple threat match after everything that we've seen made sense. Why it's not happening, I don't know. You gotta strike while the iron is hot. The fact that Luke Harper is gonna be nothing but a fucking battle royal jobber to Braun Strowman at WrestleMania is sickening to me. And I ranted on this last week. It's fucking ridiculous. WWE has it in their brain that, this guy doesn't play the part, this guy doesn't look the part, this guy doesn't deserve it. Who the fuck are you to say that he does not deserve it? He just had a great match with Randy Orton at the Elimination Chamber that nobody thought was even possible. And then he comes back and has a great match against AJ Styles. And has been really getting the fans to get behind him. When was the last time you heard Luke chants for Luke Harper? It's sad that WWE and Vince McMahon are still so out of touch that you put all your fucking resources into Roman Reigns. Oh, if this was Roman Reigns, he'd be in the triple threat match to begin with. If WWE could book Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt, they would. It's fucking pathetic. They are so fucking out of touch. It's all based on look and marketability. Not about who the fans want. The fans clearly, for the last 3 weeks, chanted Harper. I guess that means the fans don't want to see Luke Harper in WWE's mind. They hear it, but they don't understand it. You gotta start listening to the fans, man. You gotta start listening to the fans. Vince McMahon said it himself. You followed the heartbeat and the pulse of the audience. That's where you know where the next superstar is. How the fuck do you know if Luke Harper is going to be the next superstar or not? Unless you give him a fucking chance. By taking him out of that world title match, that is fucking heartbreaking for everything you put him through already. He was used nothing as a fucking pawn, as a catalyst for this Randy Orton Bray Wyatt situation. Meanwhile, he played an integral part in this entire fucking thing from the beginning. And now he's not there in the end to reap the benefits. Sad. Fucking sad. There you go. He's very talented for someone his size, and these past few weeks have really shown that Harper has true potential, whether it's this version of Luke Harper or if he sheds the beard and gets a new gimmick. Who knows? It would be beneficial to him to stay away from Bray Wyatt and was able to form his own identity. I agree. Feel sorry for Luke Harper. There's some people out there that are still clinging to hope that he gets added. There's 3 weeks left. There's 3 SmackDowns left. And I understand there's a lot of multi-person matches at WrestleMania right now, but out of everything, fuck those other ones. This one made sense. And if there's one person that deserved to be in a match of this magnitude at WrestleMania, it was Luke Harper. I am all for giving guys new opportunity. This is what your brand split was built on. Give opportunity to those who've never had it before. You never know what you're going to get out of it. And WWE is passing on Luke Harper without even giving him a chance. They gave him a taste. They let him on the leash, and they let him run, and they're yanking him back. That's all they're doing. And it's sad to see, man. We'll never get the true WWE as long as Vince McMahon's there. We will never get who we truly want to see succeed in the WWE as long as Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn are there. It's a sad situation, and internal politics fucking ruin what could have been a great WrestleMania. And look at the WrestleMania that we are getting now compared to what was originally being discussed before we hit the new year. Case in point. Politics in WWE override everything. It's all about what the man wants. The fans, you're lucky to be here. That's Vince McMahon. Just when you thought the part-time situation for WrestleMania was already bad this year, it might get worse. It might get worse for WWE. New WrestleMania 33 opponent possible to replace Shaq for the Big Show's match at WrestleMania. WWE rumors are picking up speed as fans travel down the road to WrestleMania 33. There have already been a good number of championship matches set for WrestleMania, which takes place April 2nd from Orlando. While top superstars including Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Bill Goldberg, Chris Jericho all appear to have matches, one larger-than-life star still is lacking an opponent. The Big Show was originally rumored to be grappling with NBA Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal, who seems to have pretty much backed off from the match. So who might Big Show face instead? Shaquille O'Neal has said that it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's the WWE's fault. It's either the money that he was unhappy with making, the fact that maybe Shaq didn't want to come and do storyline build and be on Monday Night Raw to build to this match, or it might have been the fact that Shaq might have wanted to go over Big Show. I don't know. It's like Jim Ross always says when, there's a conflict between two parties. It's either one of the two C's, cash or creative. In fact, it might be both, but I'm thinking it might have to do with cash. No question, it's probably got to do with cash on Shaquille O'Neal's behalf. So that's what I'm going with there. But who is the Big Show going to face instead of Shaquille O'Neal at WrestleMania after these two have hyped the match through Instagram and fucking Facebook and all these fucking videos? Big Show's in the best shape of his life. If there's anything you could take away from this feud that built from last year's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is the fact that it motivated Big Show to get in the best shape of his life. And good for him. In the most recent WWE rumors about Big Show, it was noted that the world's largest athlete is set to officially end his professional wrestling career in February of next year. I see them pushing it to WrestleMania, so I think he might end at WrestleMania. Or maybe his contract's up at that point. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I could see him really calling it a day at WrestleMania 34. With WrestleMania 33 less than a month away, we got 3 weeks to go, it will mark Show's final appearance on WrestleMania stage if he still has a match. For months, it seemed he would get into the ring and battle Shaq, as the two have crossed paths years ago on Monday Night Raw and then again at last year's WrestleMania during the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. However, Show has been in interviews saying that Shaq is backing out of the match. While that's not officially confirmed, Dave Meltzer is speculating that Show will have a different opponent, but one who has ties to the Florida area and major ties to professional wrestling. Meltzer said he believes that Big Show's opponent will ultimately be Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 33, and I quote, "Well, Brooks said it, which is his daughter, who I think would know. Then Hogan blew it off. Then they went back to her, and she just blew off the idea, like, your dad said that you made it up. Then she was like, oh, whatever. Her reaction was, I know it's true. That was certainly the idea, but I haven't heard anything about it. I haven't really asked her about it either. But I haven't heard anything about it in what feels like a couple of months," end quote, and that is from Dave Meltzer. Ironically, Big Show made his official wrestling debut with WCW in a match against Hulk Hogan at the 1995 edition of Halloween Havoc. In that match, Show won the WCW Championship to launch his legendary career. It would only be fitting that he would be in a high-profile match at WrestleMania against the man he originally debuted against. And if this is really his last WrestleMania, what a fitting end it would be to debut against Hogan and to end at WrestleMania and have your last WrestleMania against Hulk Hogan. At Fastlane, Big Show made an unscheduled appearance that nobody really had any interest in against Rusev in a singles match. That was following his very admirable main event match with Braun Strowman just a few weeks ago. It's expected that Strowman could be in this year's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and win the entire thing. Interestingly enough, bookies in Vegas, both the Big Show and Hogan are listed for their odds to win the upcoming Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Show currently has the better odds to win the match at 12-1, which has him tied with another former winner, Cesaro. Hulk Hogan is farther down the list with odds of 33-1 to win the entire thing, which has him tied with Chris Jericho and Xavier Woods. Jericho is already scheduled to defend the U.S. title against Kevin Owens, so obviously he would not be in the match. Xavier Woods will be helping the New Day host WrestleMania this year. So that is the latest. Could we be seeing Real American and Hulkamanian running wild at WrestleMania? God, I hope not. Save it for the Battle Royal. Don't put it on the show. Don't put it on the card. We got enough. We don't need to see another fucking retired, aging veteran wanting to see sunlight in beautiful Florida out of the old age home. We don't want to see it. Okay, in retrospect to Big Show's career, yeah, it would be cool, but save it for the Battle Royal and save it for the fucking pre-show. You want people to watch the pre-show? There you go. Unpredictability. Who cares? Do I want to see this? No. Do I care about Big Show? No. Do I care about Hogan coming back? No, I don't. This is all a waste of fucking time to me, but people are going to eat it up. Be interested to see Hogan's reaction after his fucking, after his bullshit with his lawsuit and his racial comments that he said that he was being videotaped from or about. How people are going to respect him coming out of that. I don't know. Or you know, I don't know how they're going to treat him. I don't know if people want to see Hogan. I don't know if people, you know, there are people out there that would not want to see Hulk Hogan. Like they would never forgive Hulk Hogan. I don't know. But I don't want to see it. I don't care for it. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. We're going to end on this. Roman Reigns expected to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33. Ooh. Like you guys didn't already know that we were going down this already beaten path with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was chokeslammed by The Undertaker on Raw, which is setting up a match between the two at WrestleMania 33. But could Reigns actually beat The Undertaker? Reigns may be the most despised pro wrestler in the world today, with fans all over the world having trouble accepting him. This, according to fans, is due to his lack of mic skills and subpar wrestling. To be fair, Reigns has improved a bit. However, due to how he's been used and forced down fans' throats for the last few years, fans have not been happy with him. At least with John Cena, he was liked by the fans for a period of time in the early part of his singles career. He started as a heel but moved into a babyface when fans began to enjoy his performances. He was not as good in the ring, but his gimmick and mic work were so good that fans overlooked this one aspect. Eventually, Cena would be exposed for his lack of wrestling skill at the time, and eventually drop his rapper gimmick. This was when fans truly began to start going half and half on hating him and loving him. Eventually, people made their minds up about Cena and still hate him, despite his performances in the past few years, where he had great matches with numerous WWE superstars, including the likes of Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, all of which have a victory over Cena. Meanwhile, Roman Reigns never truly had the fans behind him like Cena did. He also does not have something about him that covers up his weaknesses. Before The Shield technically did that, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose would do a bulk of the wrestling while Roman had the hero spots to come in and do some fun stuff. Reigns was never the main focus. Then when The Shield broke up, he became just that. Since then, the fans never fully accepted him and may never do so. Of course they don't fucking accept him. The guy's wearing fucking bulletproof vests and he's coming out to the fucking Shield theme and he's got all this shit resembling The Shield from 4 years ago. They've moved on. How are fans going to get behind that? I mean, for Christ's sakes, the guy's got a Superman punch for a finishing move. Just the name alone, Superman punch, is enough to fucking make you nauseous. Just by that alone, you know where this gimmick is going. Come on now, man. Fast forward to WWE Raw, where The Undertaker vs. Roman Reigns was set up for WrestleMania 33. Many fans are into the match, but others seem to be against it. It's like more people are against it than for it. The ones who are for it seem to like the idea that we truly do not know who's going to win. Vince McMahon may put his golden goose over his greatest creation in The Undertaker simply because a victory over The Undertaker would help Reigns. No, it wouldn't. It would not help Reigns at all. Unless he fucking cheats to win. Okay? And you turn him heel. That's the only way it helps Reigns. If you're going to have Reigns go over clean at WrestleMania against The Undertaker, there is absolutely nothing that will come out of this. And I don't understand how WWE officials cannot get it through their fucking skulls. I don't. Obviously, this is not the guy. This is not the guy. He is not the number one man. He's not going to be the face of the company. He is nowhere near being the face of the company. Clearly, the fans reject him every single time. Why is that? They are not stupid. You force someone down their throat repeatedly. When they don't want it, the fans will revolt. Now you're putting him in a match against the guy who pretty much is the closest thing to the biggest fucking WrestleMania attraction that there is outside the name WrestleMania, and you're putting him in a match against him, The Undertaker, and you're gonna have him win clean over The Undertaker. Are you fucking kidding me? What else do you need to do? Daniel Bryan didn't work. That was fucking nauseating in itself. Daniel Bryan, the face of the company. Oh, well, if Daniel Bryan endorses him, fans might get over on Roman Reigns because Daniel Bryan's the most popular man in the company. Fuck no. Didn't happen. Seems like I rant about this shit every fucking week. How stupid can you be? This is not the man. The man that WWE wants doesn't exist. He is not in the company. They don't have a number one man. They will never have a number one man. They're so desperate to fucking fill John Cena's shoes that they're doing literally everything to make this guy Cena 2.0. The only way Roman will ever be accepted by the fans is if he goes through a massive heel run and people despise him. And maybe you put him in a situation where fans hate someone even more than Roman Reigns. And you turn Roman babyface. And you have Roman switch again. Fans will have respected Roman for going through the heel turn and doing the exact thing that they've wanted for 4 years now. And then you turn him when the opportunity presents itself. Fans will have respected him. Fans will have appreciated him in a role that he should be playing, and then it would be more easier to transition those fans to like Roman Reigns than to hate Roman Reigns. He will still have his haters, but WWE may have a possibility of saving this guy by turning him into the babyface that they so desire. You're not going to get this guy over by doing all of this. This is the biggest fuck up that they could have possibly gone to do with Roman Reigns. I don't understand how they think this is going to be good. How this is going to help Roman Reigns at all. The Undertaker is the most admired superstar of all time. You know, you talk about the greatest of all time. In my honest opinion, The Undertaker may be the greatest of all time. Just because of who he is. And the presence that he's had over this company. You're going to drop The Undertaker to Roman Reigns? Reigns doesn't deserve to beat The Undertaker. There's only one other man that beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. It's Brock Lesnar. You think Roman Reigns deserves to be in that company? Of course not. What the fuck has he done? What has he done? Nothing. He's done nothing. Doesn't deserve to be in that elite company. At all. WWE's really got to smarten up here, man. It's honestly fucking pathetic how they think. It's like they look at him and they see a number one man. They see a top of the line. This guy's going to be the leader of the company. Just by looks. Everything else doesn't matter. The fans fucking hating on him every week. Don't matter. His subpar wrestling skills don't fucking matter. His awful mic skills don't matter. his boring, stale, fucking outdated fucking appearance doesn't matter. His goddamn fucking theme music, which is fucking awful, doesn't matter. No, they look at his beautiful skin and his fucking hair and his tattoos and his skin color. Oh, this is the number one guy. That's all they see. You don't think Vince McMahon is out of touch? This guy is oblivious to everything that is going on with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns either sucks great dick or Vince McMahon is completely on the verge of dementia. One or the other. There's no way that this is going to result in anything positive coming out of WrestleMania. And I will sit and I will laugh and I will say the very next night or on WrestleMania Review when I do it, I swear to God, the first thing that I will say coming on this fucking channel when that review starts is, I told you so! That's it. That could be the whole review right there. Awful. Absolutely awful. Yet there's people that defend this. There are people who defend this. This guy is not the one. Why do you think he's the one? Why? I would love to know why. Why? Because the fucking 12-year-old girl, oh my God, he's so dreamy. Oh my God, he's so hot. Oh my God, I want him to be my future husband. Yeah, that's the number one guy. Great job, WWE. Great fucking job. Now you want to know why Kenny Omega didn't come to your fucking shit company. Anyway, it might be a great plan to have Reigns beat The Undertaker as long as Roman turns heel afterwards. Clearly. That's the only way. If they go full-fledged, I'm not talking half and half. Okay? I'm not talking an Arnold Palmer here. I'm talking full-blown. All the way. No looking back. Okay? You go full steam ahead with this guy's heel turn if it happens. That's the only way I will accept it. Only way. And I want to see fucking NXT Roman Reigns with the suit and the fucking big watch and the sunglasses, and I want to see him acting like a fucking prick. Fuck the fans. I sold out. Rollins bought in? Fuck that. I'm not buying in. I'm selling out because fuck you people. That's what I want to see. Cage Side Seats is now reporting that Vince may do what everybody is fearing. As it is expected, Reigns will win his match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Some may think this is a terrible idea, and Reigns going over The Undertaker, but, this is what Vince wants. People might not think he's worthy enough to take the win from The Undertaker. The issue is that Vince McMahon will do whatever he feels is best for Roman Reigns, win or lose. It might be best to have him lose on WrestleMania night. KJ Seats is also reporting that WWE has no plans, as of now, to turn Roman heel. It should be obvious by now that a victory over The Undertaker is going to get massive amounts of boos. No shit. Fans already boo Roman Reigns all over the country, and in many other countries as well. Except India, by the way. Because they don't know a goddamn fucking thing over there. Bunch of fucking goons. It would be the perfect time for him to turn heel, as there may never be another time where the world at large doesn't like him, and you have a notable win that could catapult him into the main event again. A win over The Undertaker could be huge for Reigns. Still young in his career, blah, blah, blah. Despite already having main eventing WrestleMania twice, however, a win over Taker would give him more hate than he's ever had in his entire life. There may even people that want to do harm to him following WrestleMania. This may put him in Sergeant Slaughter level type hate. When Slaughter turned heel years ago, if that is there, the heel turn for Reigns would be the perfect option. No one could bring in so much hatred as a heel in pro wrestling, regardless of how hard they work to achieve it. This could be a huge victory for WWE if they do explore it. But the heel turn after is really what could make Roman Reigns into something WWE can actually use going forward for everybody. There's more positives out of a heel turn than there is him beating The Undertaker. That's all I'm going to say about that. Cage Side Seats right now is reporting that The Undertaker will fall to the Roman Empire at WrestleMania 33. If I hear anything else regarding this situation, I will let you guys know right here on Off the Script. And that is the podcast this weekend. Thank you guys so much for a great weekend. I will be back tomorrow with Monday Night Raw review. As always, I am JD. Check the description for everything. Patreon, barbershopwindow.com/offthescript, audibletrial.com/offthescript, Internet Darlings tickets. You guys got Loot Crate, Slam Crate down below, Wrestle Crate, That Wrestling Club. You guys got it all down there, man. Coupon codes and money-saving opportunities and free shit, videos you might have missed. Follow me on Twitter at JD206. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Hit that thumbs up on the video as hard as you can. And I will see you all for Monday Night Raw review as we head towards Wrestlemania 33. And look at me pointing at the fucking sign. Or trying to. Well, go fuck yourself. I'm JD. Thank you guys so much. Have a great Sunday. And I'll see you all on Monday night for Raw. I'll talk to you later.